Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is for you. Welcome back to a Division 2 video. Today we're gonna touch on the Caretaker, the new named AR that has been added with Year 7, Season 1 and Brooklyn. And this new weapon is obtainable throughout the Game Pass projects. If we go to projects, if we scroll down, we will see the Game Pass event. There is a wave of new recruits being sent into the field. Go provide support while they get acquainted. The amount of automatic endorsements that you receive when answering others' agents' calls for backup or matchmaking has been tripled. Every single objective will ask you to gain a Shepherd rank, and the moment you hit Shepherd rank level 8, you will get the reward 10 exotic components, 700,000 XP aka 1 SHD level, and an unmarked SHD supply, what will be the new AR, the Caretaker. So let's have a look at the Caretaker. This high-end named AR comes with an inscription, "We care of our flock" here. The total damage on this build is almost 121k, but the base damage is 52.6. An RPM of 750, the base mag is 30, but we have it on 50, as we of course have those 20 rounds as the attachment on the gun. Headshot damage is 75% and the optimal range is 35. This will always come god rolled in assault rifle, health damage, and damage to target out of cover. Those are the attributes on there, and then the handling is decent. Accuracy and stability are good enough for an AR. Reload time 1.8 seconds is pretty nice. And then of course we're going over the talent. The talent on this weapon will be Perfect Killer. Yes sir, we have another Perfect Killer weapon in the building and now on an AR. Killing an enemy with critical hits grants you 90% critical hit damage for 10 seconds. And this is one of the best, all not the best damage talent in the game right now. And it is a great combination on this Caretaker AR. Now, of course, the biggest question comes in, what does it compare to the Lexington? And if we compare the two, you see the Lexington on the left and the Caretaker on the right. For the Lexington, the base damage is 48.7k, so it's a little higher in the base damage on the Caretaker, as that is 52.6. The RPMs on the Lexington are higher than the Caretaker, with 850 on the Lex versus the 750 on the Caretaker. Magazine size are both 50. Headshot damage is both 75. The optimal range on the Lexington is 4 meters less. We have the optimal range of 31 on the Lex, where we have the Caretaker of an optimal range of 35. So overall, with all of the damages and the base damages combined, the optimal range, the Caretaker looks good. Especially with that base damage on there, but don't forget those RPMs make a huge difference. And if we jump over to the shooting range and we're gonna compare the Lex versus the Caretaker on the crit shots, you see that the Caretaker does higher crit shots when of course Perfect Killer kicks in. So you can see on the shooting range the Caretaker does more damage, but there's another big difference why I would always prefer the Lexington over the Caretaker, and that is its accuracy. If we put our shooting range to 20 meters and we zoom in on the bloom of the weapon, look at that little white dot from the Caretaker versus the Lexington. That white dot goes everywhere. The further you shoot with the Caretaker, the named G36, the harder it will get to hit your shots. So in close range, up to 15, maybe even at 20 meters that we're showcasing right now, the Caretaker will do his job. But the further you go away from your target, the harder it is going to be to hit your shots. In that way, the Lexington will hit more shots on range versus the Caretaker. So then it also doesn't matter that the Caretaker hits harder on his crit shots. If you can't hit your shots, you're never doing damage. So therefore, I will prefer the Lexington over the Caretaker with these based tests. Of course, we need to dive into some more builds and see how we can get the most out of the Caretaker, how we can turn them into a laser beam just like the Lexington. And yeah, that was it. A little bit more detailed video because I wanted to compare the Lexington versus the Caretaker. I know a lot of people don't have the Lexington yet. New and or returning players, the developers are looking into it, seeing if they can gift it to the community. Again, we'll have to wait for that, but for now, go for that Caretaker. And that is connected to the last phase of this project. Go for the project, get that Caretaker, and then whenever the Lex comes out, you can compare the two yourself. Thank you very much for sticking until the end. Like the video if you liked the video or helped you out in any way or form. And of course, if you're new here and or you want to be updated by the Division 2, make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And I will see you in the next one. Pure Prime out.